gotta wrap some keys today.
We're doing the what now?
Don't you worry about it. I got this.
I want to be the best.
Now what?
Who ever was. The keys in my hand, cause that's my cause.
That's cocky.
Dungeon key, car key, house key, key card, key card, keyhole, locking key, key fob, key signature, keyboard, piano key, off key, spare key, key support.
Come, gotta come to mall.
Do we have to?
Pokemon! Scrolling up and down the YouTube comments, searching for the ones that have the coupons.
Portkey, turnkey, keychain, keystone, keyblade, key vote, key roll, skeleton key, funky, wacky, malarkey, whiskey, monkey.
Come, gotta come to mall. Gotta come to mall. Pokemon!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. This channel is called Jake of All Trades, and today, the votes for Key have unlocked this reaction. Congratulations, achievement unlocked. We had 95 votes for Key, and the runner-up after that was Nonfiction Days, which only had 77. Now that is as of this recording, because Curtis R. Robles has been very consistently putting in votes for Key, kind of like how Tef Physics would occasionally put in votes at seemingly random times. So I say 95 votes, but that's only as of the time of recording, and I might have to consult with future Jake. So long as he hasn't been erased by the TVA. Let's see. Future Jake, you there? How many votes we got?
Okay, so Curtis R. Robles decided to bring in 5 extra votes for Key, bringing the total up to 100 votes. Then BM for Life added 40 votes for Nonfiction Days, bringing the total up to 117 votes, meaning Nonfiction Days would be the winner. However, I am so far along in the production process right now that I am about 12 hours from this video going live. I do not have time to make Nonfiction Days for this week, so as long as that victory holds going into next week, it's just gonna have to wait a week. So sorry.
Cool. So, yeah, I had so much fun making the intro, and I just have to tell you guys, you guys inspire me to create the wacky intros that I do. If you ever check out any of my other reactions, I don't have as much like creativity or like I don't know if you even want to call it creativity. It's like just wacky stuff. I don't have as much of that with like some of my other reactions, mainly due to like you guys in the Band-Maid community. You guys banter with me a bunch. You guys leave a lot of very creative comments, and all of that together just kind of gets things flowing for me, and it just makes me come up with the weirdest things. And so if you I know some of you guys have been saying that you like my intros, and I really appreciate that. That means a lot, because you know, I come up with this stuff and it's just wacky. Just wacky stuff. And so you know, I'm glad that some of you guys enjoy it, and I have so much fun making them, and it's all due to you guys just being so engaged, so creative in your comments, and you know, you're just bantering a bunch with me. It's fun. I love it so much. It's a great time. So just wanted to give you guys some appreciation for you know, what you guys inspire me to do. So before we actually get into Key, quick note, I did not find a live version of this, so I cannot do a compare and contrast today. I'll just be doing normal reaction and analysis on the song. But I will give a shout out to everyone who suggested it, and most of them were Curtis R. Robles. You are the MVP of this one. You had, scroll down to find the end, 64 votes for Key. And then you had several people come in to support you in that. You had Gary Holloway with, gotta scroll a little bit, 13 votes. Gray H with 3 votes. Greylock 100. Halloween Clown. Ian Bennett's JK Kansas Band. P&D Squared. Parker with 2 votes. Sandcrab, Physics, Tom Clark with 2 votes, Ultra HD 7, Zager Vanguard with 3 votes. So, oh man, I'm excited to get into this one. One other thing with P&D Squared. I've been seeing in the comments that you do these collage videos, and so that is the video I'm going to be checking out this song on. So, a little shout out to you there. I'm excited to check out your collage, check out the song. It's gonna be a fun time. But without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, Band-Maid, Key, P&D Squared. The title just says P&D, but then the username is P&D Squared. So, photo collage. So, we're already off to a good start with the pigeons. Here we go. Well, that's interesting. That's not a part of the actual song, is it? Ooh, extremely band limited. Pigeon. Like the explosion of the chorus there. Going really high there. That phase. That band limiting really has her buried. That'd be really cool to have your guitar signed or bass signed. I love that low end bit right at the start. They're having fun. Oh, there's the title of the song. Oh, that was a cool effect. I think it's gonna pick back up in a second. There it is. Was that on Netflix? Amp in the middle of the beach. That was a really unexpected but very welcome ending. All right, so I'm gonna take this in chunks again because the deeper I get into Band-Maid, the more complicated their songs seem to get. Like you guys kind of keep having me go down into some of their, I guess, less mainstream sounding stuff. And now there are definitely some mainstream type elements to this song for sure, but like with all the different change-ups, it's just like, you know, you never really know what you're gonna get with even the next like 8 bars, you know, because well, first let me start off with the intro. It sounded very punk rock-esque, like, you know, late 90s, early 2000s punk rock. And so I'm like, okay, this'll I thought that was gonna be like the entire tone of the song, but I should know better by now. So then it turned into I know people don't really like me comparing bands to other bands, but like the intro riff kind of reminded me a little bit of like some Green Day stuff. I used to play, like, Green Day was like the first band that I really learned any songs on the guitar, and so that intro riff really reminded me of you know, a Green Day type song, until like the like going into the verse, like it's like, okay, we're throwing off the Green Day stuff, we're kind of like giving a little flavor of that, but okay, that's enough of that, let's mature a bit. And what I mean by mature is just kind of like increase the complexity of the song. Kind of going from your basic power chords and stuff to like we're gonna throw in some scales and like some really fast solo-y type stuff. So that was really cool. And then the first part, I was a little bit thrown off by how band limited Psyche's voice was. It was like an early telephone call or something. Just really band limited and like buried in the mix. So it was. I don't think I could have understood the lyrics anyway, because it didn't sound like that part was in English. Then again, it was so buried it was kind of hard to tell. But so I was like, okay, that's an interesting choice. I was curious as to why they made that mixing choice. But then like they took off the band limiting, and then Psyche became a lot more forward in the mix and was very clear. And yeah, like. The part I really enjoyed was the chorus. Like, it was just a very, very catchy chorus. I want to listen to that over and over, because one thing about it is that so we talked about the punk rock type intro, and then when it got to the chorus, it went from like this punk rock feel to like this almost inspiring like wholesome chorus. Like, the melody was wonderful. You just kind of hear her soar up real high at the beginning, and then you also get the thing that geeks me a little bit is that low end on that first chord. What, like, Band-Maid didn't, as far as I've heard so far, doesn't really seem to go that low. Maybe like drop D or something like that. Maybe drop C sharp. I'm not sure. I haven't checked into any guitar tabs yet, but it kind of sounds like not that much drop tune, if any. I did notice some songs where they were playing standard, because I saw Miku playing like, you know, traditional chords, and it's like, okay, that definitely sounds like an E, that definitely sounds like a G. But this one really went low. Like, it sounded like Misa was really hitting that B on that 5th string there. And I don't know if Misa and Konami tuned their guitars down to drop B for this. It didn't really sound like it for a lot of it, because a lot of the chorus was like kind of higher power chords. But that first chord was just like this deep, like full, you know, resonant, you know, drop B sort of sound, and I'm like, yes, I love that so much. That's my thing. That's my thing, is just drop tunes, and so that really hooked me right there. And oh god, I could listen to that chorus over and over and over again. So the second verse and the second chorus seemed to kind of follow the same sort of pattern, with like the extremely band limited vocals, and like one thing I didn't note before in terms of the verse was like the very interesting chord progression. Like it doesn't follow like when you get some kind of pop or punk or pop punk style songs. You kind of follow this this general chord pattern. It's usually some combination of like if you're playing the guitar with a drop tune of some kind, it's usually like open zeros to like I'll just stick on the sixth string here. Like you open, then up to 8 to 3 to 10 or something, or maybe like something along those lines. The verse has like this minor second drop, so like these half step drop in chords, so like it'll be like dun dun dun, and like that. So that was a very interesting chord progression choice. Now it certainly gets more conventional, like that kind of it kind of got a little bit more of that sound 0 8 10 3 or 0 8 3 10 on the guitar thing. If you guys play guitar in drop tunes, you guys will know what I'm talking about. If you don't worry about it. But it's so it does get a little bit more conventional in the chorus too. But I just love how fulfilling it is, and like the second half of that chorus too. Like it like the chorus starts just very wide open and just like the floodgates open, and then like for the second half of it they kind of rein it in a little bit, and it's like it kind of creates this air of mystery about where we're going next. And then the bridge I love the transition, I love the build up. It was this very like almost dark and mysterious type vibe, and you had all this ambiance, and then it builds into like the vocals had like the stuttering effect on it that was really neat. Really just kind of captured your attention even further, like what's gonna happen next, and then breaks into Konami's guitar solo. And what's really cool, so like Konami always rips great guitar solos and stuff, and well, this one was a little bit on the shorter side compared to some of the other ones that just was like, man, I thought the solo was gonna be over, but then she like changed characters and did something new to continue extending the solo. Like one thing I wanted to focus on is Miku's rhythm. Like it wasn't just like backing chords. It was like some really like arpeggiated type stuff. And it was again this diminished or minor second drops in the chords, like down down down, but it wasn't just like the chords themselves. It was like an arpeggiated version of the chord, and then she'd drop down half a step and then do the arpeggiated version of that chord and then do it again. And it was just like a really neat backing rhythm guitar with that. I love that. That was so good. And then going into the final chorus, I wasn't quite like, usually like one of the tricks to songs when it comes to the final chorus is like you kind of want a moment to breathe before you just like explode back into the chorus, because having that contrast between the like kind of the softness before the final chorus like gives the final chorus that much more fullness, and it's a bigger explosion and it's more satisfying. And so they did that. Now they didn't go way down low and like go completely clean or anything, but they kind of let off on the drums a bit, and it was just kind of like these held out chords instead of like continuing to strum and drive them forward. But then I didn't know when they were gonna get back into like the chorus as get into that explosion, I guess you could say, because sometimes they'll take a bar, maybe they'll take a couple bars, or maybe they'll do like an entire like section of the chorus and then bam, explosion into like the full final hallelujah sort of aspect of the final chorus, but there are a couple fake outs going into it, and I was just like, when are we getting there? I'm like ready to I'm ready for it. When is it coming? So it really threw me off the first time I listened to it. And okay, so then getting out of the final chorus and into the outro, and like it goes back into that intro like punk rock riff, and then like very quickly gets out of that, does that crazy little transition that they got, which I love that transition. And then like this is the part that makes me wonder whether or not it was actually drop tuned, because it's one thing like in the chorus to have like that bass hit, that beat to really kind of fatten out that low end, but then that the heavy dun 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 like at the end just made it sound like that was drop tuned. Now, if any of you guys know, I certainly welcome some information on that. That'd be great. But that was it was such a crazy contrast from just like a little, like just a few seconds, like this kind of punk rocky type riff to like this crazy fast, almost Dragon Force like riff, and then like this heavy, almost Slipknot like riff, and then just kind of like the ending with like the bow, and then Akane going on the drums and stuff, like made it feel like, even though it's a studio recording, made it feel like you were witnessing the end of the live performance of that song. So that was a really neat way to end it. I really enjoyed that. I think I've listened to it 3 times now just to try and get, my initial reaction obviously was recorded. The second playthrough is just to refamiliarize myself and try to get a little bit better feel of the song instead of just being like deer in headlights from the first time listening to it. And then the third time through is a little bit more in chunks, to just kind of like pick out certain things and to talk about things that I thought were of note and fun. So, man, good song, very good song. I appreciate it. Thank you for pushing this one up, Curtis. That was awesome. So vote in the comments which one you'd like to see me do next. So far, Nonfiction Days is in the lead. We'll see if that happens, because you can't take leads for granted with you guys. But that's it for this video. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications so that you don't miss anything going forward. If you have any suggestions, like I said, for Band-Maid songs you'd like to see me do, or any other band you'd like to see me do, or vocal covers, guitar covers you'd like to see me do, drop those in the comments, and when I get around to that video, I will give you a shout out. Also, thank you to BM for Life for supporting me on Patreon. I really appreciate it. Also, side note to BM for Life, I've been noticing that you've been dropping some bass covers, and they are for songs that I have not yet listened to. So I cannot yet get to your bass covers, but I'm looking forward to actually checking them out when I actually react to those songs and do my compare and contrast and stuff. So I will get there, and I'll be sure to leave a comment on your video when I do get around to it. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you, and rock on.